Welcome to Vegas Showbiz. My name is Michael Pellegrini and this is my daughter Ava.
Hi.
We're excited to be bringing you a family-style review of Banachek's Mind Games, which is a mentalism and mind-reading show that plays at the Strat. Ava had never been to a magic show or a mind-reading show, nothing like that before, so this was brand new for her. It was also the first time that just the two of us got to go to a Vegas show together, so that was very cool and memorable. She was saying on the way there how much she wanted to be selected and be a part of the show. As it turned out, in the very first trick of the night, we got selected.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about our experience with that. We had a lot of fun at the show. We have a good review for you. And then you're going to want to stick around afterwards because I've got a guaranteed pro tip to save you money on Vegas show tickets. We've been seeing a lot of shows lately for a very low price. Happy to share with you how we're able to do that. So before we get into the whole thing, if you could help us out with one favor, please hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the Vegas Showbiz YouTube channel. We're doing regular content. We're out doing things. We're making videos. Love to have you along for the ride. So that's my pitch. We can get into it. As I mentioned, the very first trick of the night is something that we participated in. So why don't you lead this for us? Do you want to explain that first trick, how we, and we'll say, okay, one thing real quick. I hope we don't give too many spoiler alerts. We're going to do our best, but we want you to hear about the show. They did allow us to take pictures while we were there. We didn't do any video, but we're going to show the pictures as we go. We'll try not to have too many spoiler alerts, but we do want to talk about our experience. So hope you enjoy. Let's kick it off. What did you think about the first thing?
The first act was kind of classy because it's like you had to pick a card from the deck and the guy said stop whenever and we had to walk into the theater and then so he called 4 people, me, you, and 2 other people. So he was judging on like our stances on what kind of cards we got and then he's like judging on your stances like it's hard to describe.
Like he said, like about the other gentleman on the other side of the room and me. Oh, I see. He pointed at me and I had my hands behind my back, and the other guy had his hands in his pockets. And he said, "Well, the gentlemen are hiding their hands. That means they must be holding a black card. Are you both holding a black card?" And we were. Yes, I was. And then he said something else about the way that the ladies were. He's basically making observations about their posture and their general demeanor and their energy and all that stuff. And he deduced that both of the ladies were holding a red card. Yeah. And they were,
with our
right?
hands in front.
Yeah, and so that was that part. And then he ended up guessing your exact card, right?
Yeah, it was mind-blowing.
Yeah, it was, what was your card? Do you remember?
The Ace of Diamonds.
Yes, the Ace of Diamonds. That was your card that you had selected before we sat down at our table. And then I had selected randomly the 7 of Spades, and that was what he guessed for me as well. I did get a little clue. I'm not too big into trying to figure out how they solve or trying to figure out like how they did it. I don't really care about solving all of the tricks, but I did get a little clue into this particular one. I don't normally even think about it, but we waited around after the show to meet Banachek. And we got his autograph on Ava's ticket. Yeah. And when he signed your ticket, what did he write next to his name?
He wrote the seat number we had.
The table number.
Yeah.
23.
I'm pretty sure it was.
It was
23.
perfect because it's 2023 now, and we sat at 23. But the point is, he knew that we were at table 23, and I think that might be enough of a clue to figure out how he knew what we were holding. But to be honest, it doesn't matter. Even if we have that one figured out, there were so many more things that I really have no idea how he did. What were some of your favorite tricks that he performed?
One of my favorite tricks was how he was like 2 random people about recoronation. Like he was tapping the other guy and like saying, "Did you feel me tapping you?" Did you feel this? And then they had to point to where they were tapping the other guy, and the lady somehow felt it. Yeah, I don't know how. 2
people side by side. Banachek's only touching one of them in a certain spot, but when he says to the guests up on stage, you know, point with your left hand to where I touched you, they both go and touch that, even though he never came near her, never touched her. And this went on for several cycles where different things, you know, hold up a number of fingers for how many times, and she would hold up 2 because he did it twice to the other person. I've seen this once before in another show. I don't get it. It's incredible. It was awesome to watch, though, right?
Oh yeah, it was really awesome.
I liked that one a lot. You know, there's a pretty dangerous trick that he closes it down with every night.
I couldn't look. I could barely look.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to do with knives and not knowing who's got the real knife and you know, is the knife blade up or down? Is it locked in position or is it down? And there's some dangerous stuff going on and our heart was racing.
Yeah, it was really cool because there was like a lot of safety tips, like how you do this, how you do that, just so you don't die or get injured. Right,
yeah. Another thing that was cool about his show was that he makes a point through telling the audience and also through showing on the screen that the stuff that he's doing isn't true paranormal activity, that psychics aren't real. He talks a lot about how he's had a standing $1 million prize to be claimed to anybody that can prove that they're psychic or possess paranormal abilities like this, and you know, for how long he's had this out there, nobody's ever been able to claim that. So he doesn't try to debunk. He's certainly not going to tell you how he's doing all this stuff, although he does say that he sells a little book, I think it was $20, and it's like his top 20 mind reading techniques to impress your friends or something like that. So that's something to keep an eye out for.
He was also saying like, I'm not a real psychic. Say like when you're doing a trick, he tells you to tell your friends or who you show the tricks that you're not a psychic. Don't. Yeah. He's
like, but don't tell them how to do it either. Keep that part to yourself. You know, you worked for that. You paid for that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. No, he did a lot of cool stuff. He was very friendly afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta say, the guy looks kind of a lot like Robert De Niro, the actor. You put a mob suit on that guy and shave, I swear he'd be a dead ringer. He's even got some mannerisms like him. But was very friendly with everybody afterwards, and you know, respected everybody's time.
He really was, yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, no, puts on a great show. Oh, another thing that I thought that was interesting about his show was, I have been to the Penn and Teller show at the Rio, and I've seen how they close it down with this gunshot revolver thing, kind of a scary trick as well, where they catch a bullet. And I've seen this.
He was talking about that.
He was talking about it because he invented that trick and taught that trick, you know, for lack of a better term, to Penn and Teller. Yeah, so that was his thing, and so he's actually been behind some pretty major tricks over the years. He was also buried. Remember when he was in that
alive.
coffin,
the coffin
chained up inside of it?
And somehow he got out. I can't even describe it.
That stuff's more like traditional escape magic and stuff. We've seen other shows that do that as well. But just the way this guy can deduce and answer and put together, you know, all the information to figure something out on the spot, it was incredible. I mean, he had there was another example where a man stood up and was answering some questions, and then Banachek said, you know, would you be impressed if I could figure out what your zodiac sign is? And he was like, yeah, I guess I would be. He's like, would you be even more impressed if I could find somebody else in here that figured it out? And he's like, what? And so he's like, I want you all to think really hard about this man's zodiac sign, and we're all kind of thinking about it. I remember you were like, what does that mean? And I'm like, you know, like Leo, Taurus, that sort of thing.
I'm a Taurus.
And Taurus.
Yeah.
That's the bull. But he ends up picking out this couple that was up in like a higher level, pretty far back, and he's pointing at them. They're like, us, really? And he's like, yeah, I want you to tell me what that man's sign is. And they were like, the two of them are looking, they're like, well, we think he's a Leo. And he's like, Michael, that's his name. Michael, are you a Leo? And he's like, yeah, yeah, I am. I was blown away, and my name's Michael, and I'm a Leo too, so it was even more so.
Really?
But I was just cracking up. I'm like, how did he know to pick those people in the crowd to figure out that guy's sign? None of us know each other. Like, yeah, it was super crazy. There was a lot, and there's also this big reveal at the end of the show. I've seen several magic shows doing this, where how did he have all these important facts from throughout our night that made our night original written onto this paper ahead of time, locked up in a safe, floating up in the air?
It was...
How did he know? You know, I don't get that. That's amazing.
It was... I can't.
A lot of stuff, right? A lot of stuff. Yeah. So it was fun. I mean, it's obviously, it's family friendly.
Oh, yeah.
It's at the Strat, and they play in a nice theater there. Comparable shows don't tend to have quite as nice of a room as this. We've seen I Illuminate. I'll have to link to that as well. That's another show that plays there in that same room. It's a nice space, pretty big, very well maintained. I like the Strat there. I think they've got a nice setup. The whole hotel and casino area is well kept and clean.
It was actually really nice.
Yeah.
It was better than most hotels that I've been to.
Yeah, it's surprisingly well kept there at the Strat, so it's a good place to go check out. Okay, so that's our review. We definitely recommend it. He's awesome. The show is fun. It's family friendly, whether you're bringing your kids or whoever you're bringing. You got to go check it out. Let's get into our pro tip now. And this is a guaranteed way to save money on Vegas show tickets. It's through a membership in a website called houseseats.com. houseseats.com. They operate in a number of cities around the country, Vegas being where they are based at. I do have a referral link. I'm going to share that in the description of this video. If you do want to sign up with them, if you could use my link, I would totally appreciate it. The idea with House Seats is that they essentially collect overflow seating and extra seating to various events. As you can imagine, Vegas is like the best city in the world to run a business like that. When you sign up for a membership, you can choose either a 1-person, 2-person, or a 4-person membership. Prices vary accordingly, but basically you are allowed every day to go on their website and just claim for free your number of tickets that you're allowed for any show that's available that day. So you pay one time, either by the year, as we have done as a local here. I think it's almost a no-brainer to do it by the year. But even if you're only coming to Vegas for a weekend, you can get their shortest term membership, which is 2 months. I think it's only like $49 for 2. And I mean, if you think about it, you're in Vegas for like 3 nights. You want to go to a comedy show one night, maybe a concert or another, and a magic on the final. You could totally do that for $49 total for 2 people for the entire weekend. You absolutely cannot beat it. It's a great deal. The one caveat that I'll totally call out here is that if you're specifically looking for a top-notch show, maybe you want to go see like Absinthe or Katy Perry's Residency or something along those lines, you're not going to find those tickets for free. You're going to have to buck up and pay for those tickets. But if you're open to just checking out all the various great entertainment that we have in Las Vegas, there is no better deal than House Seats. I highly recommend it. We get use out of it constantly. If you want to see Banachek, you could probably find him right there on House Seats. That's certainly how we did. So anyway, hope that's helpful. Again, if you could use the referral link, totally appreciate it. But if not, either way, enjoy that service. That's all we've got for you this time. Did you have fun at your first show?
Oh my God, I loved it.
Yes.
Amazing. You will too. I promise you that.
Love it. Awesome. Okay, well, thanks for sticking with us. We hope you enjoy the review, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Help us out. Subscribe to Vegas Showbiz.
Bye.
Bye-bye.